In this tutorial today, I'm going to show you how you can configure Esco's automation engine to interact with Amazon S3 Cloud Storage. And then I will be showing configuring the workflow node to upload files, as well as the access point for downloading files as well. This is going to be a high-level overview. I will not be getting into the detailed configuration of options on the Amazon S3 side of this. All right, so the first thing you need to do as an administrator of your Amazon AWS account, we need to create a new S3 bucket. So what is a bucket? Well, essentially a bucket is going to be similar to a container or a network share on a file server. So I'm in my AWS account and I'm going to create a new S3 bucket. So let's type in a bucket name. So your bucket name does need to be unique across all of the AWS, not just your own. So I'm going to pick my name. Region is just going to be where on the AWS network is this going to be stored. And I'll click Next. I'm going to walk through some of these settings. As an AWS administrator, you might want to configure these in a more advanced way. I'm going to leave them all at the default. Now, I do recommend that you go back and review some of the permissions settings, as you want to make sure that no one has access that shouldn't be. So I'm going to click Next. This is just going to be a review, and I'll say Create Bucket. So I've created my bucket or container, and from here I have the ability to use the web interface to upload files and create folders. So let's create some folders on this bucket. We've configured our S3 bucket. Let's head on over to Automation Engine. So where do we configure our Amazon Cloud Service? So what we'll do is we'll go to our Tools menu option and then Configure. And there's an option here for Cloud Storage Services. Let's click on the plus button and we'll need to select our Amazon S3 provider. Now from here, we're going to need an access key ID and a secret access key. So talk with your AWS administrator in order to obtain this information. Let's head back on over to AWS. I'm going to go under my user profile and my security credentials. From here, I can click Access Keys. I can create a new access key. It says it's been created. I can click Show Access Key to see it right here. And I can also download the file as a CSV file to store for later use. So this is what it would look like with our access key ID and secret access key. When I click Continue, it is going to automatically authenticate that. Once I've put in my authentication information, assuming that it was able to connect successfully, it's going to give us a successful notification. And then here I'll be able to name my cloud storage account for Automation Engine. I'm just going to name it Amazon S3 Test. Click Create. All right, first step is configured. So now how do we incorporate this into an Automation Engine workflow? So I'm going to want to upload a PDF to my cloud storage. I'll select that, and we're going to say New Workflow. From here, in the workflow editor, there is a node called Upload to Cloud Storage. I'm going to drag that node to the canvas and connect it with my Start and OK pin. And now I can configure the options. So for my account, I'll choose Amazon S3 Test. I'll need to put my bucket name in because you may have multiple buckets. So I'm just going to copy and paste that to ensure it is correct. And then where do I want my uploaded folders to go, or my uploaded documents to go? I want them to go in my output folder, so I'll just type in output. I'll save my workflow for reuse later, add it to my favorites. All right, we should be good to go. Let's check it out and see if this works. Before we do this, let's just quickly select our folder. We can see that there's no files currently on the system. I'm going to launch my workflow, and I got an OK. Let's go back to the browser, refresh the S3 storage bucket, and there we go. My PDF was successfully uploaded to my S3 bucket. All right, so now let's head back to Automation Engine and let's configure an access point. So how we can monitor an S3 bucket folder on a timed interval and pull files down automatically. So I'm going to say new access point, choose Amazon S3. Let me give this a name. I'll choose my account. Since there's only one configured, it only gives me one option. I'm going to need to type in my bucket name again, and then what folder it is that I want to monitor. I want to monitor my input folder. I can choose my monitoring. How often do I want to check this? I'm going to turn this to 1 minute for this demo. And then automatic actions. What do I want to happen when these files download? So typically we would launch an action such as a launch workflow. For this demo, I'm just going to choose none. But I do need to choose my network path of where I want the files to go. It always is good to recommend adding your smart name for master server. All right, so now we're monitoring this folder. Let's go to my input file on my Amazon S3 bucket. I'm going to add a file. It's going to ask me some information about this file. I'm just going to walk through that user interface and use all the default settings. Upon successful upload, I can see that my file's here. I'm going to navigate back to my access point and automation engine. Quickly hit scan now. This is going to force it without the timed interval. And I can see here I got a notification that my file was successfully downloaded. Let's navigate to my files, and there it is. It's in my output folder. I'm going to go back to Amazon S3 once more in the browser, refresh my page, and now I can see that in order for the access point to successfully work and not have any loops in the system, it is going to remove that file from my folder that I'm monitoring on the S3 bucket. All right, this was just a quick high-level overview of connecting Esco's automation engine to Amazon S3 Cloud Storage. I'm going to add a few additional links for additional information. Thanks for watching.